Empower, support, love. That's true beauty.
Allowing God to use me to inspire others.
She is clothed with strength and dignity.
Welcome to Sis To Sis.
Hey, y'all. Did y'all miss us? Because we sure missed you. Look, watch, like, and subscribe to our channel at Sis To Sis 1988, as well as follow us on all our social media platforms at Sis To Sis 1988. We have came to the segment of Low on the Biz. And we have these three beautiful Black kings over here to my left who are all in business and going to give us some advice. Again, if you have any questions that you want to ask that may have not been answered for you today, please message us on our YouTube channel, on our website, or on our social media platforms, and we will answer that question on the next episode. Mr. Norris, we are going to let you go first. First question is, tell us about your business and why you got it started.
So I&J Installation and Security is my most recent business. I started in 2017. I worked for telecommunications. I worked for Charter, which is now Spectrum, for several years. I worked for Verizon, and I worked for ADT for several years. And at a certain point in time, we were under new management, and a young little 25-year-old manager came in and pretty much just shoved me right out of ADT, just like that. And at ADT, at Spectrum, I was the guy that they called when they needed big projects done, certain things like that. And I kind of like to do what I want to do. So I literally just went and got me a business license. I went and got my DBA, everything. And I started my company doing everything that the big companies do. I do the exact same thing. I have alarm systems. We do cameras. We do TV mounted. We do commercial data pulling, all of this, just because somebody just came in and pushed me out of a company. So I started my own, and it's been going really well. I've got a secretary. I got a few technicians, all of this. And I guess that's pretty much how we started I&J Installation.
Mr. Larry?
All right, so I am an architect, lumber designer, and I was kind of just like Norris. I was kind of pushed into it. I've done various things. Well, I used to work for a company called, it was a lumber company. I won't give a name, but it was a lumber company I was working for, and they saw that, like, man, you're pretty smart. Let's see what you can do. So they actually paid for my schooling. We were working for them about 2008, and when the housing market crashed, that's when they laid us off. So they laid us off. I started doing other things for like designing like fracking pumps for the oil field. And so one of my two business partners called me up like, hey, let's go to business for ourselves. So we went in, got an LLC. And what we do is I design all throughout Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston. So I design custom homes, ultra custom homes, apartments, multifamily. We do it all. So it was like second nature. So it's like funny how God like knows what you're going to end up doing, because it was like second nature to me. So been doing that now for about 11 years. Now we expanded out a little bit now. Now we're doing stuff in nationwide now. So it's been pretty good. Can't complain. Work from home. So it's good. But yeah, that's what we do. It's just a design firm now. So.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Perry, PJ.
Well, I'm partnered with Cornerstone Construction and Consultants. We are a construction company building. I think we have a project in, we have a project in Chicago right now, building some high rises. So I partner up with a guy named Donald Bristol. So we kind of, right now is kind of just getting on probably like roughly around 3 to 5 years or so. Now, so in any way I can tell you in the construction industry, you basically still, getting your feet wet in the game and everything, so everyone can know you. I too, like Norris, worked in low voltage and security alarms and everything. So that do some work with Mr. Johnson and kind of, refer businesses that way as well. So at Cornerstone, we kind of like to do the one-stop shop. So we can build it and then also do the low voltage stuff as well. And if I can't, then I bring other people with me so we can go ahead and build this brotherhood so we can keep on making this money together.
Right. All right.
That's right.
What's wrong with that? All right. Look, thank you for, by the way, me and Norris met years ago.
Well, yeah.
And so he's installed on my TVs. He has installed my alarms. He's installed my ADT. Right? It's been, so his services are great. Yeah. He's matching all my kids.
Say plural.
Both my houses have size. And I know when he goes, Jamie, how many TVs you want me to every room gonna have a TV. Just come on. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's great. So my next question to you guys, what advice would you give to small business owners?
I would say a lot of people think it's just gonna pop off,
Mm-hmm.
and that ain't with small business. It's never like you got to
I'm a witness
build,
to that.
and you got to build. You got to continue to build your brand, your business. You got to do good work. All of it. Like you can't just get out there and do mediocre work.
Right.
It's got to be not even good. It's got to be great work.
Great work.
But a lot of people think, oh, I'm finna do this and it's about to take off. It don't take off. It don't take off. You got to work, like literally work.
Yeah.
You lose sleep. When you sleep, you thinking work.
Oh,
when you're
my
at work,
God.
you thinking work. When you with your family, you thinking work.
Thinking
like
work,
When
yeah.
you're
it's real
showering,
talk.
you're thinking work.
You're thinking work.
everything
How
is
can I
work.
how can I do better? How can I be better? So it's a lot that goes in when you first start, and taking off is like many years. Really nobody takes off in a year.
Correct.
Nobody
No,
takes off in
correct.
2 or 3. Like you really got to
Take some time to grow.
put in. Yeah. So
Know your taxes.
Yeah.
Know your
Okay,
taxes. That's like the main thing. It's like
that.
it's the tax thing. Like when we first started, we were on LLC. I didn't know about self-employed tax.
Okay.
I didn't know it was 2 different taxes as an income and the self-employed. They said, Larry, you owe da-da-da-da-da, write that check. I almost fell out. I was like, man, so you need to know your taxes. And it's just the long run. Like he said, first 2 years, I didn't take a vacation. I worked 7 days a week. And I was at home and people say, oh, you work from home. It's easy.
No, it's not.
No, because it's constantly on my mind all the time. I'm always thinking about, how many, I can do in a day, what I need to do better. You got your customer base. You want to make sure everybody's happy. So it's just always just facilitating. Big thing, I always say taxes, money, taxes, because that will end up ruining your business if you don't know anything about your taxes. And the LLC, turn it from an LLC to an S Corp, all that stuff you need to know those things, because we started as an LLC, and then once you get to a certain amount of money,
you want to turn to S Corp,
you got to change it because you will get audited, because if you're a small business, because you done eclipsed $1 million or whatever, the thing is you're gonna be audited because you at the top of the food chain. So when you at the top of the food chain, you're like, well, let's go to S Corp. Let's go to S Corp, because S Corp, I'll be at the bottom of the food chain. Then they ain't gonna be auditing me every day. Yeah, so it's just really knowing your taxes and how money flows.
Okay.
All that, yeah.
For me, I tell people all the time, before you start something, get as much knowledge as possible in it. If you're going to go into the restaurant industry or anything, for me, construction. So I was a superintendent, and then I moved to assistant project manager. So I had all of the finances, the financial, the back office stuff. How to bid these jobs, find out what the materials and everything that you need, everything that job intends. Find that and get that knowledge. They're not going to teach us.
Right.
No, they don't.
Teach us that. They're barely going to give us a chance to even sit at the table to be a manager or some sort. Okay. So I tell people all the time, before you even, dive into a business and everything, please get as much knowledge as at all the levels possible. Because even when you're at that project manager or designer or whatever the level, you still need to learn how it operates. Right. So whenever you jump into yours, it's a better or easier transition.
Right.
Cool. Thanks, guys. What challenges do you face owning a business?
First thing come to my mind is just consistency.
Right.
Like 1 week, 2 weeks would be fantastic. and then everything just drops like nobody knows who you are anymore. So knowing like how to distribute your finances, certain things like that, because some weeks nothing is coming in, other weeks everything is great. So knowing that it's not always gonna be consistent is that's a big challenge. Just
Oh wow.
yeah.
And time management for me is just
definitely.
basically time management. You know, what you're going to do as soon as you get up, you know exactly what you need to do. You know, make sure you don't get distracted. You know, so, you know, phone is off. Like Larry's not on. I keep my notifications off. You know, like I'm making sure that once I get up, I have a certain time, like I'm going to go in from 6 or whatever. But in this field that I am, it's not really a set time. It's just whatever your demand is and your deadlines. And you got, you know, so many customers and builders, and you know, here they building like crazy here. So it's just like it's just like crazy. Everyone's on the demand. So it's just basically with me, it's just time management. All the other stuff is good by now, but it's time management, making sure that I supply enough time for all my customers, really. So
I can second that on the time management, because I think that's probably been the most thing that has made me successful within my businesses is scheduling things on the calendar.
yes,
Putting them down on the calendar. Honestly, that wasn't something that I was taught as a child. That wasn't something I was taught as in school either. But I think that is one of the most things that have made me profitable within my businesses. Putting it down. You know, some people think that it's funny. Like, why do you have to pencil it in? I'm sorry, but that's how I have to do it. I have to make a time, schedule a time for that.
Yeah.
Even if I'm on to a new business venture, I schedule a time for that. Like even for Sis To Sis, honestly, we truly have a time schedule set every Thursday at 8:00 that we meet for, and we talk about Sis To Sis. Everything has to be put on the schedule, and have to have time management. I think
gotta live by it. That's right.
Yep,
That's important.
That's a good key to drop. Yeah, that's a good tip.
I think for me, it's the knowing your industry, knowing when not to be so greedy. You know, just and knowing the market that you're in. You don't want to overcharge anyone, but at the same time, you don't want to cut yourself
Be
off.
undercut.
Right.
You know, so it's knowing the variables that you have to face, you know, in that market, so you can kind of stay relevant. And that's what I would. That's the biggest challenge that you'll see a lot.
Well, congratulations to all you guys. Just to give you so I have multiple businesses too. One of the challenges, I agree, would be time management, because when you're at home, people know that you're working from home. The phone is ringing because they're like, "Ain't you at home? Why you didn't answer?" You know,
I'm working.
Right. And it can be just like I do a lot of networking through the internet, you know, Zoom in and Google Meet in the mornings when I'm off of work. And sometimes, you know, when I'm in those meetings, I have the alarm set right at that hour. Oh, you know, what was that? My reminder that I got to get the phone. Or I got to get out of this meeting, you know, because it's so easily to get drained in and sucked in. And then whatever, it's been times I'll be talking or I'll be doing something and I'll look up and it's already 12 o'clock.
Yep.
I've been up since 5.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Things like that. That's been a challenge for me. I would say time management and I don't know. Give me another one. What do you think?
And probably knowing when to say no.
That's it.
Because sometimes you do. I think I'm one of those people. I think I'm superwoman. I'll just be honest. But sometimes I have to learn, and as I've grown within business and as I've grown just within age and just gaining more wisdom, sometimes I have to say no, that I can't do that. Sometimes you can't do this thing that whoever is asking for you to do. Be able to say no at the same time.
Especially when they know you work from home.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, Larry, will you come? Larry. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I said, man, you work from home. Don't you run your business? Like, but you don't understand.
They don't understand.
They don't understand.
I work from home. Sometimes I don't work from home often, but what I get is, well, you work for yourself.
That's you
have employees. Yes, I have employees.
You can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I like that. I probably work harder than you at your 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So no, it's
at least
with
with you, you know, you have the 8 hours you can cut it off. But with me, it's not.
There's never. I think Nora said that. Really, you're in the shower. You're thinking about how you
thinking about
perfect this process. It's just continuously. On and on.
What did I miss? Did I miss a date?
Exactly.
Did I do that? Oh, I didn't make that call. I dream.
Yeah.
I dream about.
Me too.
It's been so many nights. I would go to bed and I forgot, and I'll dream about what I forgot about, and so I'll just do it the next day. It's crazy. It's like a never ending.
It's never anything, especially when you're messing with these, with these construction, big apartment complexes, and you think like, man, I think I left off some lumber. I think I did. And I'm looking out, man, they gonna ship out that order. That could be 50,000 and 60,000 for that pack, and I'll get back up in the middle of the night thinking about it.
I'm not the only one.
All day long.
It's all day long.
It don't matter what industry at all.
Larry, can't you hang someone? No, man, I gotta get home, man. It's like, I'm ready to go. Cancel this real quick.
Yeah. Another challenge is workers.
Yes.
I had a driver that was supposed to start in frac sand lane. When you mentioned frac sand, you got me my antennas going. Did not show up.
Gee.
Well, we don't have any employees, so that's good. It's just 3 business partners. Yeah, it's just 3 business
Push it over to them and be like, okay.
The other guy takes care of it.
Well, that's a plus thing.
Honestly,
that's something I think I've dreamed for. Is to have a business where you don't have to depend on people.
No,
because when you have to depend on people, people will let you down.
They will.
It's a struggle.
And
we tried it. Don't get me wrong. We tried it at the beginning, and it wasn't working. We had issues of the unemployment game where they come in for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then because we run the business, we got to pay for that unemployment when they go out. We got to pay those services of paying that. And I was like, no, after that, I was like, nope, no more. It's just us. We're good.
I had a lady
That's
that
horrible.
put that idea in my head for something I'm trying to work on to just bring other third parties in to do the work.
Right.
But you pay more.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You pay more. But he came in talking. They can come and they do the interview, they do the paperwork, they do the drug screen, and still won't show up. You did all that not to start.
Golly.
That's
Like seriously.
Right now, we're dealing with the money. I'll say I'm not going to call it greed, but someone probably will interview with you today. They interview with someone else today after your interview.
Right.
This person offered them, I don't know, $50 more than what you offer, and so they're going to go ahead and choose that more money, right? Whereas you can set up something to say, hey, in 2 months, 3 months, upgrade your pay for about $300 or whatever. They want the now. They want the now. They don't want the longevity of work, or some longevity on the job and everything. So that because everyone wants that now.
Right now, what can you do for me now?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the problem.
And just on a positive note, what I would say is, and what I've experienced is that you have to keep going though, regardless of the matter. So what we do is we've accepted. I'll talk with my management team and I'll just prep them for that. Okay, look, this is what it looks like. We may have a high turnover that's going to come up, but guess what? We may go through 20 people, but guess out of those 20 people, probably only 2 people are going to make it and last. But we have to go through this process. It's a growing process. So that's what we have to do. So I just don't want to discourage, business owners people from getting into business. It can work. You really have to have that attitude and that know-how and be optimistic to know that it's going to work. So as being the business owner and the leader, you have to be the one that stands up and says, you know what, it's going to work. It's going to work. It may be tough. It may be hard. It may be chaotic, but it will work. So if you keep trying and you keep trying it, you will find those good people though. But it is tough right now with, the C word that we're dealing with. I don't know what that has done to people, but finding good people to work, it has been very challenging. I've heard that throughout all industries. I'm in healthcare, and then I'm also into logistics as well. And it is very, very difficult to find good people. But I think if you keep trying, you can't give up. You just have to keep trying. And that's in anything you do, regardless of the industry.
Build a culture in your business.
Yes.
That's so important because you go to the next person and everything else to that. Well, I wasn't treated right and this and that. I was just a number over here. When you build that culture and everything into your business, then you will get people to stay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Again, if there's any questions you want to give, we got security over here and installation, and we got lumber and architect. Yeah, we got construction. We really had
everything.
We had a buffet today. So if you have any questions, y'all send those to us. So
until next time,
there's strength in sisterhood.
And there's support in sisterhood.
Bye.